Hello and welcome to BOI Weekly. I am Kayode Alayande. Our journey in search of businesses that have been impacted by the Bank of Industry's intervention this time takes us to the southern part of the country. And so today we'll bring you the story of a businessman who decades ago was circumspect enough to not just complain about the need he saw in the city of Port Harcourt back then, but took up the responsibility of meeting it. And that's a quick service restaurant. As he tells me in the course of my conversation with him, Dr. Neto Orazulike says there's always a gap in the market and a market in the gap, a principle that has and continues to work for him. 25 years on, that small business has snowballed into the Genesis Group, with a chain of subsidiaries like Genesis Hotels, Catering, Restaurant, and the Genesis Center, which houses other divisions like the cinemas and the Sky Bar, just to name a few. The group MD, Dr. Orazulike, says the success story is not complete without the Bank of Industry. Welcome and stay close.
Genesis Group can be broadly, separated into three, and then there are subdivisions amongst them. So first, and one of the biggest of it, is our food business. Our food business encompasses of our restaurant, our industrial catering, and our snack food production business. Our restaurants are normally quick service restaurants. We have some casual dining and some one lounge where people relax in our Genesis Center. Then we have our entertainment and hospitality business that has our cinemas and our hotels. And then we have also our oil and gas support services business, where we have a bit of drilling, fabrication, procurement in that basket.
Give me a sense of who your off-takers are in the various divisions. You've talked about doing some industrial catering. You also do for companies and then the general public. Can you break it down for us?
Okay, so our clients are our everyday people in our snack food business, and even more especially the school children, because the price point is at about 30 and 15 naira. Okay, so everyday people who are looking for food on the go, and also people who are using it as snack for their school activities. So the child is going to school and it's their snack, during the lunch time. Our sausage rolls form the perfect snack, or our cupcakes also form the perfect snack for kids. So we also see our offtake grow quite rapidly during the school times and sort of diminish slightly when the schools are not in session. But then our bread is an everyday meal for the family. Okay, so again, it's priced, averagely, because we don't compromise on quality, and it's accessible to a whole lot of the families in our environment. Okay, so in our industrial catering, we cater mainly to the oil and gas industry. Okay, so from the Shell to Chevron to Total, most of the IOCs we work for, and then also the other Nigerian companies that are producing Midwestern oil and gas, Niger Delta Petroleum, just to name a few of them. Okay, there, drilling companies also, Owando, Shelf Drilling, and work on FPSOs where oil also being produced. In these businesses, you have men offshore or remote locations on land, and they're producing oil, but they have to eat, and then also their housekeeping and laundry has to be done. So our team go out there, provide catering, and provide housekeeping and laundry for them in remote locations, onshore or offshore.
You talked about gaps in the market and then marketing the gaps, and that speaks to the ability to see opportunities and to see bigger things that you can do. How do you ensure that you continue to see this despite the array of services and products that you already have in the market?
Two things I saw was one, a gap in the market and the market in the gap. And the gap I saw was in Enugu, the city I had to go back to where I grew up in. Okay, there was a gap in the restaurant market then. And I sort of felt that there was a market in that gap, okay, and I could create a business out of it. And then on the other hand, I also saw how that gap was already being filled in the city where I was serving, Lagos, by others. And so the question was, how do I transfer this, okay, to my own city, my home city? And so, a bit of research now starts to go into it, and then the process of starting off my own business, a business plan, and all of that now begins to flow. And it culminated in starting up the Genesis Enugu in 1991, right after I finished my youth service.
Memory lane now, can you take us back where the partnership with the Bank of Industry started? What precipitated it?
We first partnered with Bank of Industry in 2009 when the CBN stepped in to support their businesses in the wake of the global financial crisis. And so they supported our Genesis Center, which is a family entertainment center, and also our snack food manufacturing business. Okay. I'm happy to say the Genesis Center by next month, July, would have paid off the $750 million issued to it by Bank of Industry in 2010. And that center continues to be an iconic center catering to loads of families in Port Harcourt. The second is still the same intervention fund used to establish the snack food manufacturing factory that currently employs over 300 people. And by the way, in the Genesis group, we have over 2,500 people in our employ. Yes, and so that also is almost settling out and providing huge employment amongst other socioeconomic benefits it provides. And it's been a very interesting story for us and a beneficial one, because it's allowed us to do things that otherwise would not have succeeded just using ordinary commercial bank loans. I would know that sitting on the board of a bank up until December 31st, and also knowing and using commercial loans all the time. It's been great, and I always applaud the government for setting up the Bank of Industry and the management of Bank of Industry, who have kept the professionalism going all through.